It's a really sad incident that happened, and it is said that it was 4 attacks that happened, that they coordinated attacks. The first bombing was recorded at a wedding ceremony, and the second was at a police or a security checkpoint that killed a soldier and 2 civilians. And then the third happened at a shopping mall. The fourth one was at a burial ground where people were mourning, and ladies, teenagers were used to, carry out these attacks. It's a really unfortunate incident that after so many years, so to speak, or after a while of not having these kind of attack, we are witnessing it again at this time. And there are calls, concerns are being raised how it's important that government needs to go beyond condemnation to really ensuring that this does not occur again.
And taking it up from what you have said about the fact that the government need to go beyond the condemnation, we also need to address some of the root concerns or causes of this kind of incident. It also shows that as much as we have made a level of progress in our security architecture in the country, it still shows that we have a lot more to do.
Absolutely.
And areas like that especially, the role of traditional leaders cannot be undermined in, changing the narrative. I will say, I stand to be corrected anyways, that these attacks may have come from a standpoint of belief, because there is no explanation for why a woman, and she also had a baby on her back, attached.
Teenagers.
You understand? So having to go through that kind of incident and is ready to, lay down her life, then there is a level of ideology that is at play here, and not just the act of terrorism itself.
Until they are debriefed, we cannot categorically place a finger on what exactly made them, decide to carry out these attacks. It might just be out of fear. The persons that have sent them might have just, you must do this, else this and this and this will happen. It's so many. There are so many reasons.
There are so many factors.
But at the heart of all of this is the matters of poverty. How these persons are recruited to also get into carry out these kinds of attacks. Some of them have no choice as it is, but to do it maybe because of one thing or the other, but there is the matter of poverty at the heart of whatever is going on, where some persons are recruited because of how much they'll be given at the end of the day, and then those who carried out the suicide attacks, something might have been said, definitely, but we cannot categorically say. But the police arrested, or security agents arrested some of these female suicide bombers. I believe that as they are debriefed, we'll get to know the truth about what really transpired that led the others, to carrying out these attacks, because there might still be some of them out there waiting for the time for them to, people are mourning, and then you go out there to attack them. People are going out about their legitimate duties, and then you are attacking them. What really are you saying? What really is the reason why you are carrying out these attacks? We haven't really gotten that aspect as it is. That question has been asked over time. Why these attacks? Why do you kill fellow human like you? What is your reason? What are you asking for? Have you tried to engage government to understand the stance of government as it is? What really is your grounds? Because these persons did not do anything to you.
And it's also important to, according to the report, also commend the governor's move immediately after this incident of court. We've also had persons come to, commiserate with these persons. But it's also important for us to say that it's not just about paying the medical bills, like the Northern Governors Forum also promised, but it also should be on, aftercare of these persons, because the psychological and emotional trauma that
Absolutely.
may follow can be dangerous and can be, the start of another act of terrorism. So these are the factors that we need to consider. But of course, like you said, when they are debriefed, then we will know what really caused this incident.
Absolutely. The governors need to go beyond this conversation? What are you pushing? Because the question as to their talks, especially leaders of thought from that extraction, have been speaking that the region must not return to what it has left after a while, talking about incidents like this, suicide bombings and all of it. Yes, we still know that we have pockets of attacks. We still have matters of kidnappings and farmers not being able to go to their farms and some other attendant issues. We still have, strife here and there amongst people. But they need to begin to speak to themselves, to understand what really are we fighting against, and how they can position themselves, have a united front to addressing this whole matter as it is, because the security of lives and property is their responsibility. And that is what they swore to when they asked the people to vote them in. So they need to begin to perhaps think outside the box as it is to find a lasting solution. Peace is important to an economy, the growth of our economy, and every other thing that has to do with our society as it is. So everybody has a responsibility, but the major responsibility lies with government. Yes, there are calls for people to be vigilant, but then when they are vigilant, how much can they do to address these attacks? So it's important that all hands are on deck as it is, everyone working hand in glove to ensure that we address this issue from the root and not just the branches, because if we are not dealing with the roots, then we might not be dealing with the whole issue as it is.
And when you talk about dealing with this issue from the roots, it also takes me back to what I mentioned about how important religious leaders and traditional leaders are in that region. And so they could be utilized in ensuring that the people have a proper understanding that this fight is not against one another. We are all Nigerians first before we are from any ethnic group or from any religion. So these are the factors that we should look at.
Absolutely.